السلام عليكم، ازيكم يا شباب؟ عاملين ايه؟ يا رب تكونوا بخير. اول حاجه بحب طبعا اشكركم ان انتوا حضرتوا معانا في ايديويت وحاضرين معانا هنا النهارده. خليني الاول اعرفكم نفسي او احنا مين. انا اسيل القاسم من شركه ايجيبت تشاين. احنا ايجنسي متعاقدين مع كذا جامعه في تشاينا، من اقوى الجامعات في الصين واقوى الجامعات رانكينج عالميا. تمام. ممكن بس تأكدوا لي إن الصوت تمام في الكومنتس أو الشات أو أي حاجة. شكرا لكم جدا. طيب، إحنا النهاردة هنتكلم عن إيه في الميتنج بتاعنا؟ هنتكلم عن كذا حاجة. أول حاجة هي الدراسة في الصين والتكاليف بتاعتها، سواء الدراسة، المعيشة، الحياة بشكل عام. هنتكلم برضو عن المنح والشروط بتاعتها، وإيه الشروط الجديدة في المنح الحكومة الصينية. هنتكلم كمان عن الجامعات اللي احنا متعاونين معاها، التخصصات اللي بتقدمها ك English speakers، أو إن احنا ندرسها بالإنجلش. وبرضو كمان هيكون معانا تخصصات لدارسين اللغة الصينية، زي مثلا سنة أو ترم أو ماجستير. ده برضو إيه، أو دكتوراه، برضو تقدروا إن انتوا تسألوا عليه أو إن احنا نقدم عليه. ترم أو ماجستير ده برضو إيه، أو دكتوراه، برضو تقدروا إن انتوا تسألوا عليه أو إن احنا نقدم عليه. ترم أو ماجستير ده برضو إيه، أو دكتوراه، برضو تقدروا إن انتوا تسألوا عليه أو إن احنا نقدم عليه. ترم أو ماجستير ده برضو إيه، أو دكتوراه، برضو تقدروا إن انتوا تسألوا عليه أو إن احنا نقدم عليه.
Recording in progress.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Laura, we can hear you.
Okay, let's start. I saw there's not so many students today, and I think I can speak slowly, and maybe after the online exhibition, we can ask some questions after the meeting. Okay. So first of all, let me introduce our company and me. My name is Laura. We come from Egypt, China Education and Culture Exchange Company. The company was founded in Egypt in 2020, and we provide the Chinese language training, the study in China service, agents service, and also for the summer camps service. And for now, we're already training over 1,000 students to learn Chinese. And we have over 10,000 members, club members. We have another Chinese Bridge Club. So if you are interested about it, you can search our Facebook, and we'll post some activities and summer camps on it. And now we already finished over 500 consultants. Sorry, I didn't speak Arabic. If you have questions, maybe my colleague will help me to translate the question, and after that I can answer the questions. And the first things I'd like to introduce about China. Everyone heard about China, but I think not very familiar with about China, because China is so far. Everyone thinks China is so far from Egypt. Actually, it's about 8,000 kilometers, because China is so away from Egypt. China is so far from Egypt to China. And actually, if you want to travel to China, you only need to take 5-hour flight from Egypt, Cairo, to the west of China, because China is big. So if you fly to some modern city in the east of China, is a little bit far from Egypt. But the west of China, they have a similar culture. There are so many Muslims live in China, in the west of China, and it's not that far from Egypt. And we have 34 provinces and regions, and 46 ethnic group with 1.4 billion population. It's the world's second largest population. And we have 20 million Muslims live in the northwest of China. And if you think maybe Chinese culture is, maybe Chinese people didn't familiar with our cultures, you can choose to study and live in the northwest of China, because they have so many Chinese people with the same culture, with the same background. And as you know, China is the world's second largest economic. They have some very cheap online product. We have a very cheap product. And of course, if you choose to study in China in the future, you have more opportunities to work in China. Actually, not so many international students are talking about we can work in China. But recent year, I know a lot of international students choose to stay in China because it's so convenient. And if you have time to travel to China, you know the city is very modern and it's very convenient. We pay everything online and we buy almost everything online. It's very easy for you to stay. And we have a lot of signal right in English. So if you don't know the Chinese, you can read English. It's easier for the international people, for foreign people. And of course, China have 5,000-year history. And about the universities, lots of maybe you don't know about the Chinese university system. Actually, we have over 1,200 universities and provide bachelor, master, and doctor degree. And if you're not very confident about to study the bachelor or the this kind of degree programs, we also have 1,500 vocational college provides the diploma and a 3-year plus 2 years bachelor degree. And this is much easier to apply. No need not to ask for the very high score, and with a higher scholarship ratio. And most of university, over 800 university in China is a public university. A lot of people ask me, oh, is our university is authorized? The Ministry of Education in Egypt admit the degree or not? Actually, most of the university in China is a public university. So almost every university, every public university has admitted by the Egyptian government. So if you study in China, when you come back, this degree is submitted by your government. And we also have 421 private undergraduate college and universities. These universities is cooperate with some big company, or some university cooperate with another international company, university, such as the UK's universities, such as American university. They provide the dual degree. They provide the double degree programs. But some private university is a little bit expensive. So most of the time we recommend the students to apply the public universities. And for the quality of the Chinese universities, you can see from the world rank. This is the last year world rank. For the QS rank, it's a very famous rank in global. And for QS top 500 global universities, there are 68 Chinese universities, and the US News has 89 Chinese universities. And another rank is also very famous. It's called the ARW. We have 113 Chinese universities. So if you choose to study like top 20, top 50 university, you already joined the top 500 global universities. And some people didn't know Chinese university provide English taught programs. Actually, over 100 universities provide the English taught programs. And of course, all the universities can provide Chinese taught programs, and all the public and private university allow the international student to apply. And so if you are interested in one university and you're afraid that they are not accept the allow the international student to apply, don't worry. They always have choice. They always can apply, can accept the Chinese the international students. And last year, over 500,000 students from over 200 countries and regions chose to study in Chinese universities. And the biggest advantage for those students is we have a very high scholarship ratio. Actually, this ratio is much higher than 50%. But I don't want to give you a very high expectation. And if you didn't get the scholarship, you were disappointed. But actually, in overseas institute, we have over 60% students offer with a scholarship and over 12 students with full scholarships. Those include the language students. Some students learn 1 year Chinese language, which didn't have the scholarships. So if you apply for the degree programs, and if you didn't much care about the rank of the university, for example, some students like to apply for the top 10 university, it's difficult to get the scholarship. If you didn't carry too much, you want to study in a good university, but it's not very high rank, it's easier for you to get the scholarship. And the ratio is much higher, over 60%. And for the requirement, lots of people worried about the requirement. I know to apply the UK and American universities is very, very complex, and it's very, very difficult. And for some countries, for example, like Malaysia, is much easier. But for if you want to apply in China, the difficulty is in the middle. It's not that difficult and it's not that easy. I mean, it's easy because they only ask you the 3 requirements, the 4 requirements. And the difficult things is you have to touch this the lowest score requirements. For example, for the undergraduate students, generally the students need to the candidates should under 25, and for the master degree you should under 35, and for the doctor degree the age should under 45. If your age are under 18, that means you should find a supervisor and should take care of you. Find some Chinese people to take care of you. And if over 18, it's no problem. And for the test, from this year, the students who apply the undergraduate programs need to take the CSA exam. This exam is not difficult. It's a multiple choice exam and only 48 multiple choice. And the question is very, very easy. So you will see from our mock test is the basic knowledge, is fundamental knowledge for the student. And this is just the requirements. This is the just the test to let the school know you know the basic knowledge. So this test recent year will be not very difficult. But after I think after 2028, this school is way more difficult than this year. And for another universities, especially for the top level university, they ask you to take the interview. Also for the master and the doctor degree. This interview is only have the students to assess your learning and language abilities. They will test if English is good or not. If you apply for example, the engineering programs, do you know, have you ever learned the physics and math? because if you didn't have this basic knowledge, it's difficult for you to learn the undergraduate programs. And for the language, it's the most difficult one, I think, for some students, because most of programs apply the student to ask a student to apply the IELTS and TOEFL or Duolingo language test. But some students didn't have it. But don't worry, some universities they can use another one to instead of the language score. It's a certificate of English teaching. So that means if your high school is English teaching school is an international school, and you can get the certification, and you can use it to instead of IELTS, TOEFL, and Duolingo. And for the undergraduate students, if you ask for English TOEFL programs, the IELTS, TOEFL, the IELTS score should above 6.0, and the TOEFL should above 80, and the Duolingo should above 100. This is the bottom. And for the HSK, this is the Chinese language test, should above 4. Some university ask for HSK 4, the score should over 200. But some school just ask for over 180. And for the master degree, the IELTS score generally over 60.5, and the TOEFL generally over 85, and the Duolingo over 110. And the same situation for the doctor degree. And the last thing is about the GPA. Actually, the Chinese university didn't ask you to take the IB or A-level exam. We just care about the high school grades. Except the Tsinghua and Beida, the top 2 university, they ask you to take the A-level and IB or IG programs. But other university, they just ask you to get the general GPA. It's over 2.0. It means if you get a 70% score, it means you have a big chance to get the offer. I cannot guarantee you, but it's a big chance. Like 90% you can get this offer. Okay, this is the 2.0 is the 60%. It's the 60%. But if you can get a 70% score, it's much easier for you to get the offer. The higher, the better. And some students ask for some good university, some better city. For example, some students want to study in Shenzhen because someone already traveled to China and familiar with China. And they want to study in, for example, Shanghai, maybe study in some top level universities, and the situation is different. I gave you guys an example. For English TOEFL programs, the IELTS, TOEFL, and Duolingo generally the IELTS need 6.5 above, and the TOEFL need 60 and need 90 above, and the Duolingo need 110 above, and the Chinese TOEFL programs are the same. And for the GPA, generally they ask for 80%. Okay, this is a difference. If you just ask for an offer, you just want to study in China, you can apply if you get a GPA with 2.0. And if you ask for a good university with a scholarship, you should have a better GPA. Oh, this is a requirement. Before I said the CSCA exam, I didn't introduce it. Let me introduce the CSCA exam. This CSCA exam is a standardized test designed for the international student who plan to apply the undergraduate programs in China. This exam launched just in this year. And the first test is launched on December 21st this year. And in the future, they will hold on the regular basis 5 times a year from January, March, April, June, and December. If you choose to apply the bachelor degree next year, and I think you can apply for the January online test. This test is online home-based test, and I think it's easy for the student, but you should take care of your, you should carefully about the email. Should check the email frequently, because they have some front test, the network test. They will ask you to download the required document. They need you to check the monitor, something like this. CSA exam only for bachelor degree. If you apply for a master degree, I showed you before, if you apply for a master degree and doctor degree, you don't need to take the CSA exam. But the school will ask you an interview. Because the master degree, if you already get the undergraduate, if you already get the bachelor degree, that means you already have some basic knowledge about this subject. Okay, and the score is 18. Is a 100 point. 100 point, and the score will announce within 7 days after test. Okay, and about the subject, the test divided into two different type of subject: the professional Chinese and the fundamental subject. The professional Chinese only asks the students if you apply for the Chinese TOEFL program. If you apply for the English TOEFL programs, ignore it. You don't need to take this exam. And for all the students, if you want to study in China, you have to take the mathematics exam. Okay, if you apply for English TOEFL programs, you should take the mathematics English exam. And if you apply, but which subjects you should take, it depends on which kind of major you apply. For example, if you apply for engineering, you should take the mathematics and physics. And if you want to apply for example, MBBS is a medicine, clinical medicine, generally need to take mathematics and chemistry. Some people ask me why I have to take the mathematics. I learned the medicine, clinical medicine is not cared about the math, but is the requirement from our government. So you have to take it, but don't worry, it's not that difficult. And this score is just a reference, is not very necessary. They didn't ask you the score. They just ask you to take this exam, not to ask you to get to which levels of score. But if you want to apply for a very top level university, for example, like top 20 universities with a scholarship, you should take care of this exam. But if you don't want to apply for the scholarship, I just want to get the offer, don't worry about this exam. You should take it, and to get a higher score, do your best. And if the score is not very high, doesn't matter. Okay. And how to choose the different subject. If you learn the science, engineering, agriculture, and medicine, you should take math. And you should take, for example, the science, engineering, and agriculture, you should take the math and physics. Some agriculture-related major, and some agriculture and medicine, you need to take the math and chemistry. Which subjects you need to take depends on the university's requirement. So before you apply the university, before you start to apply, please ask our consultant. And after that, we will give you the detailed information, and you can register on this exam. And for the literature management, economic, and the other fields, for example, like computer science, you only need to take the mathematics. Okay, this is the details about this exam. In the future, we will have some mock test about the exam, give you some training, and give you some explanation, and we will do some online course in the future. And if you are interested, and we can always help you to get this. And next, I would like to introduce some universities that we cooperate because the time is limited. So today, I just introduce 3 universities. The first one is Tianjin University. It's located in Tianjin province, and which Tianjin is the second largest city in the north of China. So Tianjin University is founded in 1895, and it's a Chinese first modern universities, and it's also one of the Project 211 school, Project 985 school, and was the type A of the world-class universities. And if you're familiar with the Chinese university, you will know the Project 211 and the Project 985 is the top level, it's a group of the top level universities. And the recent year, we use the world-class universities to instead of these 2 programs. So if you want to study in the top level universities, you can always choose from the Project 211, Project 985, and the world-class university groups. And the world rank about Tianjin University is around 250. And from the subject, the most famous and popular majors of Tianjin University is related to the chemistry engineering. You can see we have they have 15 disciplines in the top 1% of ESI, and 5 of them are in the top 1,000 of ESI. And those majors are all related to the engineering and the chemistry. You can see from the list. And the first programs the Tianjin University provide is a foundation programs. They provide 1-year foundation programs and 1 semester programs. So the advantage of these programs is the first one is they sign up some small classes teaching. The teacher can do the one-to-one teach to provide you some more support and attraction. And the second, the most important things, if you graduate from this foundation programs, and it's easier for you to get the undergraduate admission and the scholarship opportunities. Most of the students graduate from these programs get almost 90% students get the scholarship. So it's the best way for the students. If your score at high school is not very high, and you want to improve your possibility to get the scholarships, you can take the foundation year first. And the schedule and the application period in spring is from August 15th to January 10th. And for the autumn programs is March 15th to July 15th. And this is about the foundation programs. Tianjin University has the best foundation programs in China. So if you choose to study the foundation programs, you always can can have a look at. And for the undergraduate programs, actually, Tianjin University provide over 80 different kind of majors, but most of them are taught in Chinese. Only 3 this year. Only 3 programs taught in English. It's chemistry, engineering and technology, environmental engineering, and pharmaceutical science. It's pharmacy. It's a major related to the pharmacy, related to the medicine. And the requirements is under 25. And for the language, English taught programs is TOEFL over 80, and the IELTS over 6.0. And the student should take the CSCA exam. And some students ask me, can I apply the Chinese university without CSCE? We have two ways. The first way is you can apply for some good school, some very good private university. And if you want to apply for the public universities, you can choose the school without the CSA list. For example, we have another university called the Zhejiang ANF University. They didn't ask this year for take the CSA exam. And the third way is to take the foundation programs. If you graduate from the foundation programs, you don't need to take the CSA exam anymore. And the deadline for the Tianjin University's undergraduate programs is April 15th. The same day with the scholarship apply. And for the master programs, they offer they offer so many English taught programs on master programs. So for the master programs, they ask for the age under 35 and the TOEFL under above 85 and the IELTS above 6.5. And for the scholarship, let me introduce a different type of scholarships because a lot of students didn't know how to apply and when to apply the scholarships. For example, like the Tianjin University, they offer this 6 different type of university. For CSA scholarships, the CSA scholarship can only apply from the institute. You cannot apply by yourself because they need the institute code. If you don't have this code, you cannot apply. So that's why we need some institute help you to apply the scholarship. It's a CSA scholarship. But this year for Tianjin University, this scholarship only offered for the students who apply for the Chinese taught programs. And another one, Tianjin Governmental Scholarship. This is also a government scholarship, but it's a province government scholarship. This scholarship is for the master programs. And the Qiushi Scholarship, Tianjin University International Student Scholarship, Tianjin University Scholarship in Chemical Engineering, and the last one is Tianjin University and Montaigne Scholarship. This is for the bachelor degree. Also for the English taught programs. Sorry, after the meeting, after I introduce all the contents, I will answer the questions. Okay, so if you choose to study, for example, choose to study the undergraduate programs with English taught programs, in this university, you can apply for the Qiushi scholarships. And for example, you can apply the Tianjin University International Student Scholarship. After you start to apply, we will ask the school and tell you which kind of scholarship you can apply. Okay, this is for the Tianjin University. And the next university is Taiyuan University of Technology. It's also a very famous university in China and in the middle of China. The city is called Taiyuan, which is the capital city of Shanxi province. Some people didn't just want to study in some modern city. They ask me, I want a better city, but they don't know how to choose. Actually, the infrastructure of China is very, very well. So if you choose to study in the second modern city, secondary city, is also a very modern city. But if you're not sure, you can choose the capital city of the province. For example, like the Taiyuan. Taiyuan is the capital city of Shanxi province. And for example, like Guangzhou is the capital city of the Guangdong province. And Hangzhou is the capital city of the Zhejiang province. So you can always choose the capital city. And Sichuan, Chengdu is the capital city of Sichuan province. Okay. And for this university is also a Project 211 and a double first class, one of the double first class universities. And the famous majors and the popular majors is also related to the engineering science. And you can have a look in this year. They offered for 19 colleges with 34 majors. Okay, and for the programs, for Taiyuan University programs, they offer the English taught programs. Computer science and international economics and trading. Some people ask for other majors. Don't worry, I will introduce next. And for this university, if you apply for the English taught programs, you should provide the materials. I make the list on there, and you can have a look. It's not that difficult. You can see you need to provide a passport. It's necessary for all the applications, and the diploma, the highest diploma. That means you need to provide the high school graduate certification. It's not that difficult. And the transcript from your high school, the recommendation letter from two teachers. I think if you apply for the study in abroad, the teacher will always support you. And your CV, your final physical exam, your bank statement. That means you have enough money to pay the international study, and no criminal record, and also the language requirements, the language document, and the CSC exam. They only ask you to provide this. It's very, very easier for you to get this document. And for the postgraduate programs, you can have a look. This just post a list on it, and they have a huge number of programs who taught in English. And for the master degrees, the duration of the study is 3 years. And for the doctor degree, they provide for 4 years duration study. I would say most of the majors related to the engineering and the chemistry, something, and also related to the biology. Okay, and the requirements for these universities for the bachelor, they also ask for 3 requirements. The first one is age. Age should under a bachelor should under 25, and for the master should under 30, and for the PhD should under 35. You can see the age limits are different from Tianjin University, and the qualification grades ask you above 35%. 75%. And for the language requirement, the IELTS need for the this is for the bachelor for the bachelor, master, and the PhD. For the IELTS score, only need to 6.0, and for the TOEFL need to 85, and for the Duolingo is 110. Just have a look. And they also provide a different type of the scholarships. You can have a look. They offer the CSC scholarship. That is the national scholarship, and they also has the governmental the Shanxi province governmental scholarship. Is also from the government, but is from the province. And also the school scholarship is called TYUT. They have type A, type B, and type D. You can apply, depends on which kind of major you apply. Okay, this is a scholarship for the Taiyuan University of Technology. And the last one I want to introduce is Harbin Institute of Technology. This is a very, very famous university in China. Was founded in 1925. And you can see it's also engineering related majors. You can see from the timeline. They also is one of the 985 and the 211 project, and also include in was selected for the double first class university and Taipei University. And HIT is a very special university. You know, this university has nuclear weapon. It's only one university has this, and in the world, I think. And the engineering related majors ranked in top 3 in China. So if you choose to study, if you have a good score, and you choose to study in China, you cared about the rank, the teaching level, and the rank of the university and the majors, you can choose these universities. And for the undergraduate programs, they provide 13 English taught programs. This number is much more than the previous 2 universities. They offered like automation, electronic engineering, computer science, AI, robot engineering, intelligent manufacturing engineering, civil engineering, and traffic engineering, something like this. And they also offered for big data management and application. Some students, if you learn the literatures and you don't know about the physics, and but you still want to study some engineering related programs, you can choose this. Big data management and application. This belongs to the School of Management. And these majors learn more about, they learn some coding, they learn some computer science, they also learn some how to say, statistic.
Yes.
And also for the digital economics, it's a very good choice for the students. If you learn the literature at high school, but you don't want to study Chinese. Okay. And for the requirement of the bachelor degrees, they ask for the age under 30. You can see if you're a little bit older, you can choose to apply for this university. And if you want to apply for the scholarship, you must be under 25. This age limited not from the school. This age limited from the government, because the government will provide you the scholarship, not from the universities. So all the schools have the same requirements. And for the Chinese taught, for the language requirements, for the Chinese taught programs is HSK level 4, about 210. This is the highest score as I said before. And for the English taught programs, they ask for the IELTS 6.0, and the subtest not is about 5.5. And for the TOEFL, above 80. And if you have English certificates of English teaching, you can also, instead of the language test score, this is a requirement of these universities. The requirement is not very high, and if you touch this requirement and your score is not very low, I think around above 60%, 65%, you will always get the scholarships, as our experience. And for the scholarship type, they also has a Chinese government scholarship. They has a HIT. This is a school scholarship, and also from the institute scholarship. Most of students, it's easier to apply the HIT scholarships. So if you want to study in these universities, and if you want to apply for the English taught programs, you can always consider about these universities. Okay, the next thing is about the fees. Some students are cared about the fees. Some students said how much I should expense when I choose to study in China. Actually, choose to study in China is not very expensive. You can see from this form, I listed the tuition fee and the living expense. You can see from the tuition fees. Generally, most of school, the tuition fee of the most of universities around like 3,000 to 4,000. And some school maybe be cheaper. Oh, the one of the cheapest university is Taiyuan University of Technology. Okay, they only ask you for around lower than 2,000 US dollar per year for tuition fee. And for the living expense, if you want to study in some big modern city, for example, you want to study in Shanghai, it's quite expensive. The expense may be higher than 6,000, because actually this city is quite expensive, especially for the students. And if you choose to study in some modern city, but not like Shanghai, the big modern city, the average expense is around 3,000 to 4,000 because the accommodation is much lower. So the total fees for the students without scholarship is from 5,000 US dollar to 12,000 US dollars per year. Okay, and this is the fee structures that I introduced. But for the students, if you study good enough, it's easier for you to get the scholarships, and maybe you will have the tuition fee free. Then you only need to pay the live expense. It's much cheaper than compared with other countries. And for the majors, some people just ask about the different school and ask about the fields, ask about the majors, how to choose. Actually, I make the list, but it's so many programs I cannot list on these programs. And actually, we have 44 English taught programs related to the engineering. Some students ask me, I want to learn engineering, but actually we have different type of engineering. We have like aerospace, like automation, biology, biomedicine, like the electronics and civil engineering. We have different type of engineering, and in the different school of the programs. And if you are interested about this, I can introduce individually after the meeting. And because there are so many. For the tuition fee, the engineering, I will I will answer this question next. And for the tuition fee, it's around 1,450 to 4,080 US dollar per year. You can have a look. The 4,800 US dollar. This is a little bit expensive, and this price I think is from not from Beijing or from Shanghai universities, because it's quite expensive in like 4 big modern city: Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, Guangzhou. These 4 modern cities. So if you choose to study in this in those cities, care about the expense, and all those engineering related majors are taught in English, and they're located in 12 different cities. And if you are interested in one of the cities, you can ask me, and we will give you the brief introduction about these universities. Okay, this is about the engineering. So if you don't know how to choose the different type of engineering programs, we can make another meeting, or after I introduce all of the materials, I can give you some introduce about the engineering programs. And the next one is about the medicine. So many people ask me about the medicine. Now we already cooperate with 12 universities and medicine schools offers the MBBS programs. This programs called the Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. This is the Western medicine, not a Chinese traditional medicine. Okay, and this programs is a 6-year programs and fully English taught medicine undergraduate programs. And for the students, you not only get the degree, you also can get the certificate, and you also can get the opportunity to take the license test in your country or in China. So this medicine offers like some basic medicine knowledge and some basic knowledge about the surgery. And after you study, they will give you some opportunity to do the internship, because all the medicine school students who study in MBBS have to take the internship. You will take the internship in China top hospital, and to enhance your skills. And they also offered you the language support. They also ask you to study some Chinese course. And after graduate, you can take the local medicine qualification examination. This is, I think this is one of the advantage for the students who study in China, who study medicine in China. Because some students, if you choose to study in America, for example, the American didn't offer the medicine, the MBBS, the medicine related programs for the bachelor programs. You can only take the MBBS, take the clinical medicine majors in master degree. For the bachelor degree, maybe you will need to learn the biomedicine science and biomedicine engineering related majors. And for the tuition fee, of course, it's very, very expensive compared with other majors, because the equipment is very expensive. You have training, you have internships, so the fees all over the world is quite expensive. And for the requirements, it's a little bit higher. Some students, if you get the GPA above 3.0, and for the language test, the IELTS above 6.0, and the TOEFL above 85, you can choose to apply for the medicine programs. But the medicine English taught program, generally they didn't give you guys the scholarship. Only few of the students can give you some partial scholarships. So if you want to apply for the English taught programs about MBBS, you should care about it, because most of the school didn't offer this. But some school maybe offer it, but it's difficult to get. And if your GPA is not very high, some students only get like 60% score. They ask us to apply for the medicine related programs. You can apply for another majors instead of MBBS. For example, like nursing, like traditional Chinese medicine. It's different from MBBS. MBBS is work in the Western. We call it a Western hospital. But for the traditional Chinese medicine, you work in the traditional Chinese hospital. It's a two different way. And pharmacy and foundational medicine. Foundational medicine means if you want to do some research, you don't want to do the surgery, you just want to do some research, work in the lab, and you can choose to do this. And also have some image medicine related to the medicine majors. You can always apply. This is the major about medicine. And the third one is computer science. This is the most popular majors in Egypt, I think. Actually, computer science is a very big field about the computer. They include computer science and technology, software engineering, network engineering, information security. By the way, some students ask about the cyber security. Cyber security in China is a master degree programs. It's not a bachelor degree programs. So if you want to apply for the cyber security, you can choose either networking engineering or information security, or choose computer science, software, any kind of major related to the computer science. And after you graduate, you can apply for the cyber security for the master degree. And also for IoT engineering, electronic and computer science, and computer engineering and AI, they all belongs to the computer science. So now we have cooperate with 15 universities to offer the English taught computer science related programs, and the fees are similar with engineering programs. It's not that expensive, easier to apply. And there's one advantage for the students. If you want to stay in China, if you want to, in the future, when I graduate, I want to work in China, it's easier for you to find a job in China. And the companies such as Huawei and Tencent is a very, very famous company, offer a huge number of positions for overseas students. And the salaries is generally higher than other graduate students. It's higher than other institute and other companies. So this is the major about the companies, about the computer science. And the last one is about Chinese language. Some students want to learn Chinese, but they don't know Chinese before. So if you are the beginner, you can choose to apply for the 1-year Chinese programs. The advantage of these programs is they don't ask you any requirements. If your score at high school is very bad, doesn't matter. Just need your graduate certificate, you can apply it. They don't ask your the English score. They don't ask your any requirements. So if you want to learn Chinese, but I am not good at study, I don't have test score, and my high school score is not very high, you can choose to study Chinese from the 1-year programs. And after that, you can apply for the 4 years Chinese language and the literature programs, bachelor programs. And the tuition fee is much lower than compared with other programs. And some programs that we cooperate with some institute and universities, the fees is around, like, I think the tuition fee is around $500. Okay, so and after you graduate from Chinese language programs and you want to apply for example, like engineering related majors, it's easier for you to get the degree and the scholarship. Okay, this is the 1-year Chinese language. And if you want to apply for the bachelor Chinese language, you should pass at least the HSK4. Most of university ask for the HSK5. And if you want to apply for the master degree, okay, you have to pass the HSK5 or HSK6. And if you ask for the scholarships, I think it depends on your GPA at the school. Okay, this is the major about the Chinese language. Okay, if you are interested about studying China, you can contact us. Our company is in New Cairo, and this is our contact numbers and the email address. If you are interested about it, you can contact us anytime. Thank you. That's all my presentation. So I think a lot of people have questions. 瑞希可以帮我翻译一下吗？
对，第一个问题就是有一个女生，她想读新闻专业，新闻专业就是 masters 那个硕士生。
OK，我不知道这个英文应该怎么说哈。我
Mass
看
communication
是我说英文，然后我说中文，然后你翻译吗？还是
mass communication 你可以说英文也可以。
OK，so the major related to the 播音主持 is called broadcasting and hosting. I think is this major. Before actually they only offered for Chinese taught programs, and if you learn Chinese, you can apply these programs. But if you didn't know Chinese, I think it's difficult. And I'm looking for if we have some English taught programs. But as I know, most of universities offered for Chinese taught programs. OK，我回答完了。
She knows Chinese. 他会说中文，
OK
但是他不知道是否可以拿到一个奖学金在这个专业。
You can apply for the scholarship. You can apply for the scholarship, but it depends on your presentation, because they will ask you to do the interview, and because you know, the casting and hosting, broadcasting and hosting programs need, you don't, you need you have a very good accent. It's even difficult for the students, for the Chinese students.就是我用中文再解释一遍，就是如果你想要申请这个专业的话，需要看你的面试结果。如果你的面试表现好的话是有机会的，但是如果你面试表现不好的话，可能就比较难，因为这个专业是要求你说中文是要没有口音的，所以你需要 very professional at spoken 。OK，so 我更建议的是，如果你真的想学好中文，我觉得如果你的基础很好，你可以尝试去申请这个专业。如果你的基础比较一般，我建议你还是在硕士阶段学跟中文相关的专业，然后把你的中文练好，然后再在生活当中去改善你的口音、你的发音。如果你可能中文的水平比较一般，我更建议，或者说你未来只是因为想找一个更好的工作，可能我更建议你去申请，比如说像管理，像这个经济学相关的专业，去掌握一门技能。比如说 ，for example, you can learn human resources. It's more easier for you to graduate. Okay, and if you have a very good background, a very good language skill, you can always choose to learn the casting and hosting majors. Okay, I think only 1 or 2 universities offer these majors. 好了，回答完了。OK，
下个问题就是也行，他想读那个工程，mechatronics 的那个专业。
mechatronics。
这个专业我们北京那个出现，北京
if you
还有西安交通，还有 HIT 也有。
If you ask about the detail about the major, if this major is available or not, I think we can give you the information, give you the feedback after the meeting, and our
Yeah.
consultant will contact you.
Yeah, maybe
Okay,
I see about
so
that
generally
also.
we have a lot different type of the engineering related majors, but we should check because we have so many. 好吧，我们会后给他答。
ياسين بص ابعت لي مسج زي ما انت بعت كده وانا ان شاء الله هبعت لك كل الجامعات اللي فيها التخصص ده دراسة طبعا بالانجلش. شكرا عمر. Could you speak about the students transfer from tuition and birth? 他说如果他现在在工厂大一大二，他想申请本科，他会重新开始学习，还是可以就是从大二开始
？Transfer. If you are asking for study in China, they don't allow you to transfer. You should start from you should study from the first year.
OK。下一个问题就是 Kenzie，他想问就是医学有没有奖学金？
Clinical medicine, actually they have partial scholarship, but I don't think they have the full scholarship because I already asked the government, the Ministry of Government and the institute from the China. They didn't they didn't offer for the full scholarship. They only offered for the partial scholarship. Some university only offered for the partial scholarship. In English taught programs. If you apply for Chinese taught programs, it's another story.
OK。下一个问题就是，在中国有没有博士在那个教育类项目，但是有英文授课的，英文授课不是中文。
博士, I will check. But if you apply for the doctor degree, it's much easier for the candidate to get a full scholarship. All the school offer the doctor programs for the full scholarships, but for the majors and which school offer this, we should check. And after check, I can give you feedback. 这是谁的学生？然后你们记得联系一下。
اوكي وإذن فأنا ممكن تبعتي لي
Okay.
معلش.
The consultant you can ask our consultant about the major selection and the school selection, and they will give you feedback. Okay.
OK，Kenzie 在问，还有那个，你想问一些什么关于本科哪个专业？机电、化工、工程都可以。我们是否有这个？应该有的。机电以及化工。这个 Kenzie 他在问关于有住宿，还有清真餐厅。
Okay, all the school offered for the Muslim restaurant, in the school. If you have studied in China, if you have traveled to China, you know it. Because all the school has Muslim students. We have like 20 billion Muslim, and for the accommodations, the school will provide the accommodations, and the accommodation. The situation depends on the different universities. Some university provides for the single bedroom, and some university only provide the double bedroom. It depends. And for the fees, it's much cheaper than the rent a house.
So inside the universities is more cheaper than outside.
Yes. 本科机电一体化。About the， 我刚刚看到有一个机电一体化。Can you speak Chinese? I see you can.
Yes, you can. You can.
And if you want to apply for, okay, let me 让我来说中文回答这个问题。Let me explain this questions in Chinese. 如果你可以说中文，并且你本科想申请机电一体化专业的话，我觉得这个专业首先非常好，而且在埃及非常popular，非常有名，也非常知名，就是大家都很想要申请这种专业。当然，机电一体化也有相关的专业，比如说叫自动化，自动化专业，虽然名字上面有一些差别，但是实际上学习的内容差不太多。如果你想申请的话，我觉得大部分的学校都是有这个专业的。你只要申请的是一个工科的叫做 technology 或者 engineering 相关的学校，基本上都有这个专业，或者一些综合性的大学都有这个专业。如果你可以说中文的话，并且你中文可以拿到 HSK4 的话，是非常容易能申请到奖学金的。之前我们有一个学生，他的学习成绩非常好，然后他想申请本科阶段的，也是工科相关的专业。我们直接联系了天津大学的这个主任直接告诉说，这个学生我们可以帮他去申请，然后并且他这个学生非常优秀，他们想留下，并且愿意提供奖学金。所以其实如果你会说中文，然后又愿意学工科的话，在中国是非常的有市场的。Okay. So let me explain it in English. So if you want to learn the automation or the electronics and automation related majors, and you can speak Chinese, it's much easier for you to take the exam and take the offer and the scholarship. But by the way, you should take the CSCA exam, okay? And it's all the university offer this kind of majors, and you can choose which kind of major, which kind of university you want to apply. And if you get a very good score, I think you can apply for over 90% Chinese university. You can choose which one you want. Okay. 好了，我回答完了。
OK，还有同学
You
在
fully
问
fund the
关
scholarship
于
for TIC, traditional Chinese medicine. It's about traditional Chinese medicine is actually traditional Chinese medicine. I think probably didn't have the fully funded scholarship, but I should know your situation, your transcript. I need to know your language level. I need to know the details about you, and after that, I will give you some solutions, and I will ask the school can provide some special scholarship for you if you're good enough, and if you want to apply for the Western medicine, and I know some top level universities, medicine school, they provide some scholarship, but as my experience, they only offered like 1 or 2 a full scholarship. You know, 1 or 2 scholarship. That means they have 100 university students, only offered 1 or 2. You should have the top rank, very top rank. It's they have, but it's still very very difficult. To be honest, the medicine related major has a very high requirements with a very high a very low the scholarship ratio. And if you want to apply for other majors, for example, like the pharmacy and nursing, maybe it's a little bit easier compared with traditional Chinese medicine and the clinical medicine. Okay.
OK，还有一个人在问，就是医学半额奖学金或者不是全额奖学金的一些医学专业，需要什么需求？
Actually, I said before, they don't have the full scholarship for medicine. It's not for all the medicine related major. It's only for the MBBS and the traditional Chinese medicine, because in this medicine they will train. They will in the future they will work in the hospital to do the clinic. So only these 2 majors is difficult. And the 牙科叫 Oriental medicine for your dentist. Only these 3 majors is difficult, but for the other majors like nursing, like the traditional medicine, like the pharmacy, is much easier. Okay, so if you want to apply for the full scholarships, you can. We should know your situation before, and we will check if the school offer the scholarship for this related majors. And if you study finish study for 5 years, you can choose to work in China. Of course, this is no problem, but it just depends you can find a job or not. They, my dentist doctor, who is a Korean work in China. He graduated from Chinese university and work in China for over 8 years, and he is a foreigner. I meet a lot of international students.
好的，下一个问题就是野信，他在问，如果他拿到了奖学金的话，他会拿到生活费吗？
It depends on which kind of university. It depends on which kind of scholarship you have. If you get the full scholarship with pocket money, you will have. If you don't have, if you only get the tuition fee free, you will not have the pocket money.
OK，下一个问题关于一年学汉语的一些专业，non-degree 专业，一年的，可以再详细或者说一下吗？如果他们
Okay.
想去中国学一年。
Okay, if you want to apply for the 1-year Chinese programs, is not very difficult for the student to apply, because we only need to provide the certificate of the highest diploma. For example, if you graduate with a bachelor degree, you provide a bachelor degree. If you graduate from the high school, you provide a high school diploma. And after you provide the necessary documents, for example, like your passport, fill in the application forms, it's easier for you to get the offer. But for 1 year's programs, they don't offer the scholarship. Okay, and some Chinese language programs that we cooperate with the school, maybe they offered for the half tuition fee free. It's just actually it's very cheap, around 500 US dollar. And generally, some school, for example, like Taiyuan University of Technology, they only ask for like 1,000, around 1,000 US dollar in 1 year. And after you graduate from Chinese, they will give you a test before you join the class. They will test if you don't never learn the Chinese before, you're from the beginning, they will put you in one class. And if you already learn Chinese, you have some basic knowledge about Chinese language, they put in your another class. They divide it into different classes based on your language level. And after you graduate for 1 year, I think maybe you can reach the necessary requirement for the degrade requirements. For the degrade requirements, if you didn't touch the requirements, you can continue to study. If you already, for example, if you want to apply for the bachelor degree, and the bachelor degree for Chinese talk programs need you to reach the HSK4. So after 1 year study, if you already reached the HSK4, you can continue to study the bachelor degree. But if you didn't touch the requirements, you can choose to continue to learn it. Okay, this is the Chinese language, 1 year Chinese language. If you want to learn some Chinese, and if you have some background about engineering, about the engineering, and for example, like science related background, it's much easier for you. And if you want to apply for the doctor degree, then you don't need to learn Chinese. The doctor degree always offered with English taught programs. Okay, and about the dental majors, the same with MBBS. Is also have I think 5 or 6 years. Some most of university offer for 60 years study, and they offer you for 1 year internship to improve your skills. So the same situation with MBBS. 下一个，如果想申请新闻与翻译方向的奖学金，高水平要申请硕士，有没有1年的语言？If you want to apply for the news and translation related scholarship, and you want to practice your accent and your translation skills, and after that you want to apply for the master degree. And for the 1 year programs, I think it's difficult because the training, the practical training is, I think few university will offer it. Let us check and give you feedback, because this requirements is different from other 1 year language, because you want to training the accent, not to learn Chinese. So maybe maybe we have some, and I will ask and give you some feedbacks. Because we already have some students graduate from this news from the broadcasting and hosting related majors, and they get the scholarships. And I think I can ask about this and give you feedback. Regarding the
Okay.
mathematics,
最后一个问题就是他们如果想申请本科，然后他们要考试一些考试，他们要学习什么？他们准备考试的时候要学什么？
Okay. For the CSCA test, it's only related to your high school knowledge. If you already study very well, don't worry about it. And you can, the first one, you should register online, register the exam, and to take a position for you, take a seat for you, and join the exams. And to take care of your email address. That's all the things you need to do. And if you're not very confident about the exam, you should do some mock test. You can find some mock test on the official internet, and we can also offer some mock tests for the students. You will see it's not very difficult. I think it's simple and easy for the students. And you should be very carefully about the requirements of the exam. They ask for the blackboard, but not blackboard, whiteboard, not the paper. If you want to calculate something, you should write on the whiteboard, not on the paper. And you should care about the camera. They want you to open the microphone during the exam. You should care about the details. That's all you need to prepare. Prepare a good laptop and a good phone and the network. Okay. Okay. If you don't have any questions, this is all for today's online exhibition. If you have any questions, you can ask our consultant. Always ask us. And thank you for your times. That's all for this meeting.
لو حد عنده أي سؤال أنا معاكم على الواتساب بخصوص أي حاجة في البروسيجر أو أي حاجة تخص البروسيس، أو إن حتى لو نقدم بكالوريوس عايزين يفتحوا السي أو أي حاجة، أو الميجرز أو الفيز أو أي حاجة بخصوص السكولرشيب هكون معاكم إن شاء الله. شكرا ليكم ولحضوركم. Thank you so much. إن شاء الله تحققوا كل أحلامكم. Thank you very much for patient visit. 谢谢大家。Thank you everyone.
Recording stopped.
Bye bye.